What is going on today, everybody? I hope you're having a 2 thumbs up kind of a day, because I definitely am, and it's going to get much better once we figure out what the heck's going on with these tires on the Subaru. Now, it seems like every car that I'm dealing with right now is having TPMS sensor issues. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's in the air, if there's a full moon or what, but I'm fighting TPMS sensors on, it seems like, every vehicle I have. So, without further ado, we need to work on the Subaru today. I need to get the TPMS figured out because I'm tired of looking at the light and I just want to get it off my docket. I'm hoping that that will help fix an airbag light that I randomly get too. I don't know why it would, but you know, you don't know. So we're going to try to fix it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take care of this thing and see if we can fix it for good. This dreaded little guy's been the bane of my existence lately. So we're gonna start out with the KISS method. Keep it simple, silly. So we're gonna go ahead, get the data collector out, the scan tool, excuse me, and see what we can see on the ECU and see what it's telling us is wrong. Hopefully we can clear the codes. Highly unlikely, because I've cleared them before and it didn't fix it. Well, it fixed it for like 10 minutes, but didn't fix it. So now let's go ahead and try to do something to see what the heck is wrong with it. Maybe we can read data, try to figure out which tire is going to be the issue, and we'll go from there. Well, scan's complete. Looks like I've got a lot of homework to do. Something to do with transmission, something to do with the battery being low, but the one we're working on right now is our tire pressure monitoring system. It says number 2. So I wonder which one is number 2. So let's go ahead, enter this module, and see if we can locate which one's having issues. Well, maybe it is a good thing that I got new monitoring, because 3 out of 4 are not reading anything in them. It's probably a lot of my problem. Well, at least now we know we need to change these out and hopefully fix them. I wonder if I can relearn these ones. Let's try that. Maybe we can relearn these ones real quick. Maybe not. It's wanting the actual registration ID. We'll just we'll try to get these new ones that I have here set up and see if they'll actually read anything, because they should read. Maybe not. I don't know. Actually, it might not, but we'll try to set these up real quick. Well, that actually wasn't too bad. If you go into ID registration, the second one down, register it with the ID. There's an ID on top of the TPMS. You just put that number in, and then it gives you all the values. So there's all my front, rear, left, and rights, all the ID values for the sensor. And now those sensors are going to be what the computer's looking for in the car versus the tires. So that was the easy part. Now I got to go ahead and go dismount tires, take this old valve stem out, put a new valve stem in, and go from there. Cool. Let's go ahead and get these tires off and dismounted and hopefully swapped out. Put them back on. Hopefully everything works. I'm really highly tempted to leave them in a canister, pump it up, and leave them in the back, because I have my summer setup that doesn't have IDs. But I guess if I have these, then I can swap them back and forth. Maybe that wouldn't be a bad idea. If this works, I might get another set for the summer set, but then I have to change the ID transmissions. But if I write it down, it's not that other world. I don't know. That's later Jake's problem. Right now, this is current Jake's problem. Let's get these tires off, get these sensors fixed. Now, with this, the disclaimer is, if you don't know tire stuff, be super careful and really watch what you're doing, because tires can bite back. There's tons of pinch points, and it can end in a hurry. So if you don't know what you're doing with tires, please be super cautious and be careful. There you go. Disclaimer included. So I've gone ahead and purchased, of course, off of Amazon, a couple sensors to replace the factory OEM ones. Now it says it's 5 to 8 year battery life. A certain frequency for Subarus, 0.05 bar accuracy, working range of -40C to 125C. All cool things. Honestly, I just need to replace them. Well, one thing led to another, and I'm kind of being a little bit cheeky here. So I don't have a tool to remove the valve stem, but that's okay because all I need is the sensor off the bottom of the TPMS part of the valve system. So gone ahead and disassembled and just screwed on the old or the new sensor onto the old valve stem because the valve stem's still good. And all you do is just take a little Allen head bolt, take these things off, and they'll screw right back in there. Now I'm using the Subaru hardware because this might be a little bit better hardware, considering I think I only paid like 40 bucks for all the sensors. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead. I've got the tire dismounted. I already took one out and put one on, just holding the tire down and then unscrewing that nut, taking the old sensor off, putting the new sensor on, screwing it back in, tightening it up, and then fill it with air. The hardest part is getting the tire to debead. That is astronomically hard, especially without tools. I have a couple little pry bars that I'm doing it with. Don't recommend, but it is doable. You can do it. Go ahead, pull the valve stem out, get the air coming out of the tire so that we can deflate it and then debead it. Now after a lot of choice words and actually getting the bead to unstick and having way too small pry bars, because these are for dirt bikes, you can get the bead unstuck, but they are stuck. Once it's undone, you're looking for this piece. It's attached to your valve stem. On the back side of it, it'll sit in there kind of like this. It'll sit in there. There'll be a screw. It's usually a Torx bolt. This one's a T10. And if you can get down and pry down enough, you should. Getting these down enough and then putting like wood or something in here and then keep prying and prying and prying, get it further down, kind of bend this rubber. But you can see that the module's right there, the bolt's right on top of it, and then you'll be able to get to it. Now, I already changed this out because I got irritated and just did it, but it can be done. Get some stuff in there, wedge it between the rim and the tire, make sure that it's not going to fall out because your fingers are going to be in there. Very, very important. Be careful. Do what you need to stay safe because it can pop back and it's rubber and it's gonna bounce back and hurt your hands. So PSA, don't do it. It's on you. But it can be done. It has just been done and replaced the Subaru one with the aftermarket one. Now we'll see if it works. If it don't, I'm gonna go with the technique of throwing them all in a can, pressurizing it, and throw it in the back by the spare tire. But we'll cross that road when we get there. I got pretty good faith that these will work. Okay, now let's spray some, I'm going to spray some glass cleaner in there to give it a little bit of lubrication. And then I'm going to pump it up without the valve stem in to make sure that I can get the maximum amount of air flowing through as possible. Because when you have a little bit of gap, it can really slow it down if you have the valve stem in. So there we go. Bounced up and down, you can get that seal to seal, and then you can see, you'll watch the bead just slowly work around wherever it's white, and then it'll just pop. Don't have your face in front of it, because that happens. Okay, now I don't need it all the way filled up, because I need the valve stem in there. Now the valve stem's in there, now we can air it up to our 32 in the front, or no, 33 in the front, 32 in the rear. We're gonna go 35. A little better gas mileage. Don't forget your little cap. Go put it back on the car. Well, tentatively, things are looking up. I had to clear the codes to get them to go away, but the codes are cleared, and that silly little light's gone. Now, TPMS takes a while to actually work or read, so I'm gonna go take it on a quick drive, 10-15 minute drive, see if this light comes back on. Fingers crossed it don't. Well, I think we're on to something. We got, weirdly enough, we have 3 pressures on 1, 2, and 4, not 3. I don't know if I drove long enough, but also no TPMS light. Also, no airbag light, but it did clear the codes. We'll see. I gotta take a little bit longer of a drive. That sensor 3 might just need a little bit longer to kick in to activate. I don't know what's going on with it, but for right now, the TPMS light's off, and I'm excited. I cannot wait to have that not in my face. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. You enjoy your day. I'm gonna enjoy the heck out of mine. I'm gonna go take that thing for another drive, probably a little bit longer, and we'll see. Hopefully everything stays off. Really, really would be nice. This is also a PSA. When you're done with your first drive, double check your lug nuts and make sure that they're tight, because chances are they've settled in. They're gonna be a little bit loose. So go through, double check your torque, make sure everything's fine. Okay, take it easy, everyone. Peace. We're gonna go 35. A little better gas mileage. Don't forget your little cap.